Welcome to the Three Musketeers, a sibling podcast that understands your Disney addiction. I'm Jared.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Emily.
On this week's episode, we're going to be talking about some news, and I just want to say we had a busy few weeks.
Yes, we
Yeah.
have. And it's not over yet.
It's not. We've had travel, Disney,
And more travel.
and a lot of work on my end.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get back in the swing of things after our Disney vacation. Amanda, you and I went to Disney World, and we had a great time.
Yeah.
That's
We
all.
did.
That's all you got to say about it. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I mean, I loved Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. That was amazing. Rode it twice. Would highly recommend it.
I'm going to go
Good time.
out on a limb and say that everybody who listens to this podcast knows that Tower of Terror is my favorite ride at the park. But
Yeah.
Cosmic Rewind is pretty close.
That's not what you said.
If not taking over as lead ride.
Yeah, you told me it was your new favorite ride.
It's-
I think those were your exact words, actually.
Which is pretty
probably
crazy.
new favorite ride.
That's a pretty bold statement there.
It is. And okay, I'll say this, that the 2 times that I got to ride Cosmic Rewind wasn't that much of a wait. Tower of Terror was over 100 minutes the whole time I was there.
Yeah.
The only
Well, you
reason I
also
got
have
to ride
to-
it was because I got Lightning Lane.
You have to
Yeah.
remember, though, that Guardians of the Galaxy is still a virtual queue.
It is.
So you aren't standing in a line a long time. You're waiting virtually instead, which is fantastic. Love it.
Yes.
Wish they did that for everything. And if you don't want to do, or you can't get the virtual queue, you can also do the individual lightning lane for it, which Tower of Terror doesn't have either of those options.
Yes.
So it's different. You can't really compare the wait for both of them.
You can't, but I mean, that's the whole reason why I think that it was my new favorite ride, is because I didn't have to wait for it. And literally, I got to ride Tower of Terror once. And
Yeah.
that's only because I got a Lightning Lane. And it was very upsetting.
Yeah,
But at least I got
just
to ride it.
know. So the time that you and I rode Guardians of the Galaxy together, my husband and I both logged in at 7 a.m. to try to get the virtual queue.
Yes.
And
Which
we
is
didn't
greatly appreciated.
actually, yes, but we didn't actually get to ride it until like, I don't know, what, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock?
Yeah, something along those lines.
So if you were just going straight into the park and having to stay in line, think about how long that line would have been. Just saying.
Oh, yeah. But it wasn't.
No, so it's a virtual queue. I'm just saying, in the future, next time you go, they may not have that option anymore.
They might not.
So would that still be your favorite ride?
Yes. I think so.
Okay. That's what I was getting at.
Unless Tron is open, and then maybe Tron would. I don't know. Tron looks like it's going to be fun.
It does. I'm excited for that one too. But this is a really amazing ride.
It
It
really
can
is.
make you sick. So I would definitely take some Dramamine if you get motion sickness before you ride. But
Like, Cosmic Rewind is something completely different. Like, you don't know what to expect going into it. And then you
No.
ride it once, and you're like, okay, that was amazing.
okay, I can even say, like, on the first time I rode, we were in, I think, row 5 and 6. The second time I rode, we were in 7 and 8, I want to say. And just from 2 row difference made a huge difference on the ride itself. Like the first time, I felt like I was kind of floating and gliding through the ride. But the second time, I felt more G forces on me. So just a 2 row difference makes a difference on the ride and the way it feels, which is crazy.
Yeah, I didn't really feel like a whole lot of difference. So I'm not, but I was like only one row different. So
And one row may not make that big of a
it
difference,
probably
but for
doesn't.
me, two rows really made a difference.
Yeah. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're not here to talk about Cosmic Rewind and how great it is. I do want to ask you guys a question, or I guess not even a question. It's kind of like a guess what I got. So I went to Comic Palooza and worked and had some podcasting going on for the weekend. For those who don't know, it's a pop culture and comic convention that's here in Houston, Texas. So I was there all weekend and I got a mystery bag. And in said mystery bag, I got a VHS tape. Said VHS tape
Hmm.
was a Disney film. Can you guess what it was? I'll give you both 2 questions that you can ask me.
Okay.
Is it one of our favorite movies?
No, it is not.
Okay.
Is it a princess movie?
No, it is not.
Is it animated?
It is.
Darn, Emily, you've already used your 2 questions.
I know.
Um, does it have to be yes or no question?
I mean, no, but that's your question.
From what era is it?
I will give you the year. The year is 1988.
Oh, that didn't help me.
1988, you said?
That is correct.
Okay.
Man,
1988,
little-
not a princess film, not one of your favorites.
Oliver and Company.
It is, in fact, Oliver and Company. Amanda, did you look it up?
she cheated.
She cheated.
She cheated.
She
She
definitely cheated. Yeah, no, I got a VHS of Oliver and Company, and I was actually really excited about it because I do like Oliver and Company.
That's interesting that they gave you that.
It is interesting. I do
Yes.
want to go on record and say you never said we couldn't look up what the movies were.
Oh, well, I mean, that's known as cheating. So,
This isn't trivia.
I mean, it's not, but still, it's supposed to be fun, not
It was fun.
cheating.
I got it right.
All right. Well, what we are here to talk about is several different news articles that are going on in the news for Disney right now. And the first one, right off the bat, let's talk about the Tower of Terror sign. It is gone. No more. Finito.
Yep. I wonder if they're going to replace it with a Guardians of the Galaxy sign.
I really don't know. They're going to replace it with something. Some guy on TikTok said that they were going to replace it with a golden Bob Chapek statue, which is hilarious to
Oh
me.
my gosh. I wouldn't even be surprised.
I wouldn't either, but
it kind of makes me sad that they took away this sign because it's kind of iconic, honestly.
Yeah, very iconic.
And it gets you like excited about going to the parks whenever you pass it and excited about riding that ride. So it's kind of weird that they took it away, in my opinion. Like I really don't understand it.
well, now that Jared has a new favorite ride, they need a new sign.
I just
guess
don't
is
understand why
is
they
it because of me? Is that what's going on?
I think it is.
That's
Oh my goodness.
strange.
You're giving yourself too much credit here.
I don't know that I am.
But I just don't understand why if the intention was because they're going to add like a Guardians sign or something, why they couldn't have done that in addition to this sign. It's kind of weird to me, but
Well, they don't
okay.
want to clutter it up either, so I don't know.
I heard rumors that like there was a lot of technical issues with the sign, like it wouldn't work sometimes, and it was just a lot of maintenance cost.
That's not
So
surprising
I don't know.
after knowing Disney IT. I mean, It does not surprise me at all.
Yeah, and if they're having to dump money into it, that sign's a goner.
Yep.
Yep.
If it's not bringing in money, you can't have it anymore.
That's true. I mean, they'd have to charge like start charging admission to the sign. So really, I'm not surprised they got rid of it, I guess. I'm changing my tune.
You're gonna have to buy a lightning lane for the sign.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
Well,
mean
kind of sad.
that kind of brings, and I don't want to talk about this a lot, but during our trip, I mean, I made a comment to you that it just seems like they're not spending as much money in the parks. And I think as Disney fans, I think we all kind of are aware of that because Disney's board and CEO are all about Disney Plus right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that seems like that's the only thing that they're interested in spending money on.
Which is a shame because at some point you're going to have to bring your parks back up to, working order.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's going to be so far gone. It's going to take a lot of money to get it back up and running like it's supposed to.
Yeah, it's just going to be
Yeah.
a Six Flags.
I agree.
Yeah.
And
But
I know like even our parents on this trip, I mean, I didn't go, but like from hearing them recap the trip, even they were saying like they were disappointed by how much the rides were broken down and how long it took to fix the rides once they were broken down and things that just weren't happening as often in the past, which I understand rides break down, but typically they're pretty quick about getting them back up and running. And they were just saying that they were a little disappointed with that. So
yeah,
I I don't know. I don't know what Disney's out there doing right now, but it's a little bit
it
sad.
it was just about every single ride that I got in line for went down at some point in time.
So I think it's Jared's fault.
It
I
could-
started
it
not
could be
riding
me.
rides with him and going by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remy's shut down for a while. We got in line when it was 60 minutes, and we were halfway through the line at an hour and a half. Oh man, what? Even Cosmic Rewind went down at one point.
Space
And
Mountain.
Runaway
yeah, Space
Railway.
Mountain, Runaway Railway went down all day. It was gone
Yeah,
for a
all day.
complete day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there were several rides that I got in line for that just shut down.
And
Unexpected
stayed down for a
delays.
while.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. All right, let's talk about Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. Amanda, we have an actual date of opening. Talk about that.
Yes, it's going to open officially on August 25th, and that's going to be at both Walt Disney World and at Disneyland. And something I thought that was kind of cool is that they're changing the names of the workers there, and they are now going to be fairy godmothers apprentices.
Okay.
Yep.
Any reason? Did they give a specific reason why they're
No,
doing that?
I mean, from Disney, not officially, but I can almost guarantee you that it's because they're trying to be more gender neutral.
Hmm.
They have said that they were planning to make most of the names more gender neutral. They just didn't specify on this one, so I'm assuming that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what I had seen, was that it's supposed to be more like inclusive, I guess. Which were none of the employees, I guess, were all of the employees, because I know they were called like, what were they called before? Do we
Fairy
remember?
godmothers in training.
Fairy
I wanna
godmothers
say.
in training, yes. So were they all women that were working there to begin with? Like, was there never anyone else working there?
I guess not, or maybe if there was a male working there, maybe they had a different name. I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. So now at least all the employees, if there are more than just women, there can be called the same thing.
Right. And even little boys go in there, so
I know,
I
yeah.
mean, I can imagine that they could have males working there as well.
When they do do they do the pirate makeovers at Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique as
They're
well?
not pirates, they only do like princes and
Princes.
knights.
They did
Yeah,
pirates
by
somewhere else
pirates.
in the park. Yeah. It's Pirates of the
Yeah.
Caribbean. Yeah, it
Which
was
I'm
the
kind of sad that
princes.
one closed. That one was supposed that used to be Pirates and Mermaids, and I found out
Yeah.
about it right before it closed, and then they closed for COVID, so we didn't actually get to go. I was pretty upset
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, that one looked cool.
Yeah.
I still have not been, but I don't think it's for me anyway. So
Well, on the thing about the Pirates and Mermaid one was they also did makeovers for adults there too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And
That's
so it
fun.
was going to be fun because my daughter and I were going to do it together and it was going to be a lot of fun, I think. But they don't do it
Yeah.
anymore.
Bummer. Maybe no, they won't bring it back. I was gonna say maybe they'll
No.
bring it back. They're not
Cuz
going to.
no, cuz it was already going to close before the park shut down anyway. It was already planned to close. So,
Mhm.
yep, bummer.
thanks,
I think
Chapek.
they need well, yeah, exactly. Disney needs more dress up, like makeover things for kids and adults.
Exactly. Adults too.
Yeah,
Quit leaving us out. We're kids at heart.
we're Disney adults.
We're also the ones paying for it.
True.
I don't think kids, for the most part, unless they're like YouTube famous, are going and spending all their money in Disney. All right. Last one that we wanted to talk about, and that is Splash Mountain, or what we should get used to calling it now, is Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Hey, we still have
Mm.
another year before we have to call it that.
So
Yeah,
this is not a surprise. We all knew this was coming eventually at some point.
Yes.
yeah, they just now finally announced when it's expected to open, which is 2024.
Yeah, late 2024.
Yeah. So we'll see if it actually ends up opening then or if it gets delayed, but either way, it's coming soon. So,
Yeah, and they're saying that the ones at Disneyland and at Disney World are supposed to both open around the same time, which is kind of crazy.
yeah.
What if all they're doing is just adding Tiana right before the drop? She's just waving at you.
I figure that's probably what they're going to do. Like, we'll probably still see the riverboat, the paddle boat in there with all the characters on
Mhm.
it. They're just going to change them to put some Mardi Gras beads on. And,
That would be hilarious.
I really have a feeling that's what's going to happen.
I mean,
With
they might refurbish some of the characters that are there because that's what Disney does, right? They
Yeah, and I can
take
understand that,
some of that stuff and use it in new rethemed rides or whatever.
but
So,
I can see the boat staying too. I mean, because they have stuff like that in New Orleans.
yeah.
yeah.
It
Yeah, I
fits.
could see the riverboat staying, definitely. Um Yeah, this is sad for me because that means that I'm most likely not going to ever get to ride Splash Mountain again, which is my all-time favorite ride and just holds a special place in my heart. But I guess I am kind of excited. I love Tiana. I love Princess and the Frog, so I am excited to see what they do with it. I just wish that I could have that and Splash Mountain, but I'll get over it.
Well, it seems like you may be able to go to Tokyo Disneyland to ride Splash Mountain.
And I want to one day, so if they don't change it there, I'll get to ride it there.
I haven't heard anything about them changing it. So
I heard something about it turning into Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind, something.
What?
no, you did not.
I'm joking.
It's like, how are they going to do that in a log?
That is definitely a stretch.
No, that's Rock and Roller Coaster. A super stretch.
Oh, that was a good joke. I liked that.
Emily loved it.
I liked that a lot.
All right, yeah, we got to ride it one last time. I again don't think I'm
Speak
going to
for
be
yourself.
able to ride it.
Yeah, exactly. Speak
Yeah.
for yourself.
I got to ride it with my daughter one last time. So yeah. That's one of the rides that we
You.
made sure that we got to ride before we left.
Yeah, I would have rode it like 500 times if I was there.
So I didn't know that in the extra park hours that it closed.
I
Amanda, you
except
told
I told
me.
you that.
Yeah, you told me, but I didn't. It went in one ear and out the other because I just don't listen to my older sister. Uh,
Yeah, exactly.
so yeah, so I was kind of upset that we didn't get to ride it that night, but we did go back and we got in line for it. So,
Good for
I'm
you.
glad you did.
and really, in all honesty, it was a surprisingly short line. Like
Really
we had the lightning lane, but we didn't need it.
Hmm.
interesting.
And the only reason why we bought the lightning lane, same thing with Tower of Terror, is because that's one of the rides that we wanted to make sure we got to ride before we left.
Yes,
Yeah.
but that's another ride. It's not an individual lightning lane. You have to buy Genie Plus to
Yes.
get those. So you weren't just buying it just for Splash Mountain. You were using it for the whole park.
Yes.
But Genie Plus seemed to work better for you on this trip than it worked for me whenever we went in December. So,
I don't know about that because we had a problem with being able to change the party. And if you remember correctly, your husband had to do everything for me because I couldn't do it and you couldn't do it.
yes, on that aspect, yes, an IT issue. But you got to use it for more rides. Whenever I went in December, I got to ride one ride at 8 o'clock at night. And I spent, $15 a person.
Yeah.
Yikes.
And it was not even a good ride. It was alien swirling saucers.
Oh, double
Hilarious.
yikes.
Yeah. So I paid $15 a person to ride that ride.
I would have
That's
sued
saying.
Chapek personally.
That is the majority of the stories that I have heard about Genie Plus. I have heard some positive, but mostly exactly what Amanda said.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it sucks. And that's why I was like, I'm not even going to use it this time because why? But then Jared had such a different experience than what I did. Yes, you had the glitch where my husband had to make them for you instead, but you still got several rides, like
Yeah, I
4,
did.
5, 6 rides instead of just one.
Right. And we were kind of keeping on top of like every 2 hours doing another ride. So,
Right. There was just nothing available. The day we went at Hollywood Studios, to me, is one of the hardest places to use Genie Plus just because there's not very many rides. So they want you to use it for shows. But
yeah.
why, when you can walk right into a show? I don't understand how that's worth it. So for Hollywood Studios, it's not a good use of money for me to use it there. Magic Kingdom, definitely. There's so many rides there that it's easy to get multiples.
Yeah.
Also, if you're park hopping, it's easier than just doing one park.
And I
Another
think
park
that's
I
what
don't
the deal was with mine is we were doing Park Hopper.
right. Another park that I don't think it's really worth it is Animal Kingdom, just because there's only like 3 rides
Yeah.
that you can use it on.
No, that's fair. But yeah, I mean, kind of going back to Tiana's and Splash Mountain, I think that I'm kind of excited to see what they do with it, but also kind of sad to see Splash Mountain go. So
Exactly. I'm in
Yeah.
the same boat there. See what I did there? And I do think it fits better at Disneyland than what it fits at Disney World just because of the land it's in.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to see how they make that fit there, I
Yeah.
think.
I'm curious about that as well because like you said in California, it's in New Orleans, but in Disney World it's in Frontierland. Like I don't we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see
I
what
don't
they
think
do with
it's
that.
I don't think it's that much of a stretch. It's not like it's in Tomorrowland.
Yeah, but
I mean,
Frontierland is like the Wild West.
Yeah,
Like
is it an
why
Right.
New
exact
Orleans
match?
isn't
No, it's not. But I think it's the closest that you're going to get for what's in Disney World right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we did on a previous episode talk about just retheming the whole area, and I would love it.
Yeah.
They're
I
just not
mean,
going to do that.
it could
I
fit
like that
in
area, but
Animal Kingdom, I feel like,
yeah.
because of all the animals and stuff in it, the alligators and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They could even retheme that whole Cali River Rapids.
They could have done that, but they didn't. And now they're taking Splash Mountain away. So it is what it is.
Womp womp.
Womp womp indeed. Oh, Disney. All right, well, that's going to bring us into mousekeeping. We would like to promote our YouTube channel. You can find that at bit.ly/T3M That is all lowercase. Again, the link is bit.ly/T3M You can find us on social media by searching T3M Podcast. If you love the show, you can tell your family and friends where to find us. We only grow because of you spreading the word at home.
There's never been a better time to work with a travel specialist, a primary contact for your questions and concerns, someone to help navigate the new rules and regulations of travel, leaving you time to relax and enjoy the vacation you deserve. When you're ready to see what the world has to offer, you can find me on Facebook at amanda.hollis, Capture the Magic Vacations, or send me an email at amanda.hollis at capturethemagicvacations.com.
Be sure to subscribe to the show and join us every single Thursday to hear our newest episode.
All right, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you all for listening. You can also be a part of the magic by following the show at T3M Podcast on all social media platforms. That's T3M Podcast. Leave us a 5-star written review and we'll read it on an upcoming episode. If you have an announcement that you would like to have on the show or just want to reach out to us, you can send us an email at t3mpodcast@gmail.com.
Have a zippity-doo-dah day.
See you real soon.